Hello, I'm Kim Carpenter, the CEO of San Juan County. And today I'm with my special guest, Michele Truby, the Public Information Officer for San Juan County, New Mexico. And we're going to talk to you today all about San Juan County.
Absolutely. So tell me about San Juan County.
You know, San Juan County is one of your local governments comprising of 10 elected officials with 5 county commissioners, a county assessor, county treasurer, county clerk, county probate judge, and a county sheriff. And you know, Michele, there's a lot of things that the county does. In fact, often people will ask me, well, you know, Kim, what is it that the county does? And I always say, well, we're basically responsible for everything but the weather. And so there's a lot of things we're going to cover today and talk about some of the services that we provide internally and even for outside agencies and things like that. So I look forward to visiting this next few minutes with you, Michele, and talking about that. But the biggest thing is some real quick facts about San Juan County is the county itself is larger than 2 of our nation states and the District of Columbia. We cover about 5,500 square miles. About 67% of the surface water that flows through New Mexico is coming right through San Juan County, and we're very rich in natural resources, and so we're very grateful for that. We have a lot of great things that we can offer: big game hunting, all kinds of great things here in the Four Corners.
Skiing, outdoor sports.
Absolutely. There's you know, not too many places. I can think of one, Lake Tahoe, where you can ski in the morning and golf in the afternoon. Well, that's something that's great. We actually have people in the wintertime that go skiing at Purgatory for half a day and come down and play the county's own Riverview Golf Course, and which is another service that we provide. And speaking of that, you know, we look at everything that we do, and there's not really something that San Juan County does not have its hand on in terms of the community. We work very well together with the cities. I'm very proud of the relationships that we have with the city of Farmington, Aztec, Bloomfield, the town of Kirtland. We're very engaged in partnering with the Navajo Nation. And, you know, oftentimes the county is looked at like, well, what do you do? So whether it's an election, whether it's your tax collection, our San Juan County Sheriff's Office, we have, you know, everything from events at McGee Park to building permits, our corrections division, which comprises of our adult detention center, our juvenile services center, and then our alternative sentencing center or sentencing division. We just have our hands in a lot of different things. The number of 22 departments that we have in the county, I like to say, people always ask, well, how many employees do you have? Well, in my opinion, we have 1,000 employees. We have 700 full-time employees, and then close to 300 volunteer firemen that are actually paid, stipend paid, that are part of the county's family.
And they do a lot.
They absolutely. You know, our Office of Emergency Management is another very engaged department that is, you know, it's very important that we have the ability to take care of our public safety issues from our sheriff's office and, of course, the corrections and emergency management and our fire department, which those entities are invaluable. Public Works is another big department that we have. Over 750 miles of roadway that we maintain.
And bridges.
Absolutely, 20 plus bridges. So there's just a lot that goes on in San Juan County, and those are the kinds of things that I think people don't realize what we're really engaged in terms of what we do. 10 elected officials, in which what's real challenging about that is some of them are department heads, and we may lose them every 2 years or every 4 years. So there's a lot of turnover. But I think the most important thing is the goals that we have in San Juan County, which is, you know, our mission statement is building a stronger community. And you look at that, and how do we do that? It's about public service. It's about transparency.
Customer service.
Absolutely. And it's an extremely vital part to making sure that we are servant leaders, if you will, in taking care of the citizens. We've had some real challenges over the past few years with the loss of revenues, and we've had budgetary constraints. About $53.8 million is what we've had to cut out of our budget since 2009, which is about a third of our budget. And we've been we've been really fortunate to be able to do that without a cut or a reduction in services
Absolutely.
to our citizens. And so
Let's talk about some of those services.
yeah, what's great about San Juan County is we have mandated services that we have to provide on behalf of the state of New Mexico. For example, a lot of people don't realize that the district attorney's office, the district courts,
Public health.
all a part of the mission of San Juan County, that we provide the brick and mortar for their operations. People don't realize that we own San Juan Regional Medical Center, that we own the hospital. It's a county-owned facility, and it really is a community-owned facility, county-wide. And so that is another big part of what we do. And so building permits and floodplain management, as you well know. We have subdivision regulations and things like that we have to provide. But some of those areas are not necessarily required by the state. They are areas that we do on behalf of the state on our own accord.
To help the citizens of San Juan County have better access.
That's exactly right. We have, even our compliance department within our alternative sentencing division. We have about, 600 plus clients, in that compliance program, but that program is developed for monitoring, in which that is something of an initiative that we took upon that really is a state function. And so that in itself is another challenge. But there's tons of different services that are providing, and of course the core services of making sure that we're good with elections, with property tax, with obviously our law enforcement, with our sheriff's department in the unincorporated parts of the county, and then probate is another one with our probate judge. And then the county treasurer, another one.
Yeah, and you were talking about voting, and that's through the clerk's office.
Right.
But they do more than just voting.
Absolutely. Marriage licenses, recordings. There's a lot of different things that the county clerk does. And it's really neat to go in there and see documents from the 1800s. That
Which
are
you have access to.
Absolutely. And people can come in and take a look at those records and other records that they need to see. So it's a very valuable source of information and historical data.
Right, and then the treasurer's office,
No
right
question.
down from them.
Right, and the treasurer is yet another valuable process where, we take in tax payments. They handle a lot of our finances and investments within San Juan County, and we're trying to put the taxpayer dollar to good use. The county operates on a financial system that we rely heavily on three sources. Number one, that of being property tax. And property tax is unique because a lot of people think that property tax it goes all to San Juan County. But that's actually not the case. Property tax goes to the school districts, goes to the college, a portion goes to the state, and then about 30 cents to the dollar comes to San Juan County, which is a big sustaining part of our budget. Another form of revenue that we rely heavily upon is gross receipts tax, which in San Juan County we're very unique, unlike a lot of other counties where the majority of the time they are concerned with property tax for their operational revenues. In San Juan County, we have the second lowest property tax in the state of New Mexico. But what makes up for that is a gross receipts tax that we have and that we rely heavily upon. And part of the reason is because San Juan County and this area is a market center for a lot of people that come from Utah, Colorado, Arizona, other parts of New Mexico. So that's what you're seeing on the weekends. When you see busy times on the weekends, we see a lot. Look at the plates, and you'll see a lot of out-of-state plates, a lot of out-of-county plates. And so that gross receipts tax that is generated, some of that comes to the county, as well as the cities that people shop and do their transactions in. So there's just a really unique process that we have financially. The third leg, and another important, valuable leg of revenue is our oil and gas revenue, which is something that has been hit pretty hard over the past few years. And we're hoping, as we are looking down the road, we're seeing some optimism in and the economy turning around. But those are the sources that we rely upon.
Well, going back to the property tax, the assessors.
Yeah, you know, it's important for the assessor's office in their mission because they're actually the ones that are doing the valuations. We have rules and regulations that are set by the state of New Mexico, in which we take marching orders, and the assessor's office goes out and does their estimates and their appraisals, and that in itself determines a valuation that we start to look at and see what the total overall costs are for what is called our yield control formula. And in later episodes, we'll go into the detail with the assessor and try to give people a better education of truly what each and every one of these offices is about.
And so far, they've all been elected officials, the clerks, the
Correct.
treasurers, the assessors, they're all elected.
Yep, they work for the citizens, and they're elected. The elected officials are all here to serve citizens. The assessor, the treasurer, the probate judge, the clerk, they are all elected countywide. Our commissioners are elected within a given district, such as District 1, we have Commissioner Wallace Charlie, which is on the western end of the county. District 2, we have Margaret McDaniel, which is mostly the southern end of the county. And then District 3 is Jim Crowley. He's newly elected, recently took the seat of Scott Eckstein. And he serves mostly the eastern side and the northeastern quadrant of San Juan County. And then you have District 4, which is Jack Fortner's district, and predominantly lies within the confines of the city of Farmington. And then District 5 is John Beckstead, who is also newly elected, where he replaced Keith Johns. And his district stems on the west end of Farmington, north up La Plata, and then a little bit west toward the Kirtland area before the district that is beyond on the west end, of course, is Commissioner Charlie's. And so we have 5 great commissioners. We have great elected officials. We're very fortunate at San Juan County, but it's really also about the staff. I mean, we have such great people that work here, that work all for the greater of the county.
One of those is GIS department.
Nope.
It's one of those forgotten things.
It is. It's, and I'm glad you brought that up, because the GIS department is a world-renowned awarded GIS department. They won a global award here a few years ago. And, speaking of awards, San Juan County's won 10 significant national achievement awards from the National Association of Counties just over the past 8 years. And then in 2014 was listed as one of the state of New Mexico's top employers. Something that I think our employees need to be very proud of, because we were the only government entity in the state of New Mexico to receive that accolade. And it says a lot when you have the people that you have at San Juan County do what they do for the citizens and the residents and visitors of San Juan County. So I'm very happy to be able to share that, because really kudos to the employees. We have some great people that are here, and very dynamic place to be.
Well, and the GIS department also has maps available online for people to use, whether they're the assessor's maps, which is a parcel type map, or we have floodplain maps on there. You can come in and get map books printed or big maps printed.
Sure.
If you need them.
A lot of electronic access for various forms, from ordinances to maps,
Contact
information. Also, when our meetings are, the county commission, they meet twice a month, the first and third Tuesday of every month at 4 p.m. Here at the San Juan County Administration Building in the commission chambers. And we invite people to come out, and it's really the one thing I want to always portray is the fact that San Juan County is transparent, accessible, and really is a government that listens to the people's needs. I've always said that it's very difficult to work at the federal level, and it's gotten tough over the years to work at the state level, but at the local level, this is really the level of local government where things get done. And so we are always looking forward to be very engaged with the citizens and listen to their needs.
And one of those was the work that we did with the building department to have a plumbing inspector, an electrical inspector, so that you don't have to wait for the state to come and do that.
Well, we were finding out, there's a great example you bring up, Michelle, because we were finding that contractors were becoming more and more concerned about the response times at the state level. And so the county decided to go ahead and operate those services on behalf of the state, which has become very favorable for the contractors in this area because it quicker response times,
More personalized.
local communication, and a more personal service. So
Right, and
it's important.
you have a lot of owner-builder situations
absolutely.
that come in,
Yeah.
and those help too. But on that too, you've got the 911 addressing right down the hall, so it's kind of a one-stop shop, subdivisions, that type of thing.
You can get it all right there.
Yep,
Yeah.
and you need that for your electrical permits and your addressing for your mail and that type of thing.
Absolutely, and you know the biggest thing is that I've always indicated to our citizens is that we want to be responsive. We want to provide a service that they deserve, and that's something that we're very proud of at San Juan County.
Well, and then we have surplus.
Absolutely.
Surplus sales
Online
too.
auction.
Yep.
We go through a lot of equipment. I mean, we've got a fleet of hundreds of vehicles, and it's amazing what you can find in surplus. And so we invite people to go online to the online auction and take a look at what we have, vehicles. I can't think of something that I can honestly say I haven't seen on there. I've seen bicycles and wheelchairs and vehicles and desks and chairs and printer cartridges, printers,
Some good
computers, shelving,
They had scrap wood the other day.
scrap wood. What would you use that for?
You could build picture frames, doors,
See, you're creative.
burn
I'm,
it.
I'm thinking about firewood.
Yeah. And then you have roads department.
No question about that. The guys in the road, everybody in the road department, but our two leaders over there, Fran Fillerup and Nick Perrell, those guys are soldiers with the rest of their staff. There's a lot going on, and people, they often look and we'll often get calls and say, you got to fix something on 516 or 64 or the potholes up 173, things like that. And a lot of people don't realize we have various classifications of roads. We have state highways, and then we have tribal roads, and we have county roads, state road or
Federal.
and federal highways. And so, we don't own the state highways. We don't have any jurisdiction being on the state highway, but we often take calls and refer them to the state in hopes that there's a responsive time frame that they can get out and address the needs. So
But they are going to be chip sealing on 350 here
We
pretty
are.
soon.
Yeah.
Fixing that. so-
350 is one of our biggest arterials in San Juan County. It is a county road. In fact, as community awareness, we're starting to crack seal and sweep County Road 350. We ask that the citizens be patient with us on that road because there is going to be a time where traffic will be reduced to 2 lanes, and we have a lot going on in terms of what we're going to be doing to resurface that road. Yeah.
But that'll make it a nicer drive for those who have to
Absolutely.
use it.
And again, it's about servicing folks. So we're going to wrap up now. This was a great conversation,
Yeah.
Michelle.
Thank
I'm
you
glad
for
you joined
inviting
me. And there'll be more to come. We're going to break down and get into the fine details of all about San Juan County and
Talk to some
happenings
people.
about the state legislature and things like that. But thanks for being with me, and I'm sure we'll see you again.
Definitely.
Thanks, Michelle.